Hello, my name is Henri, and on this video we are going to talk about some investing. And the subject of the day is how history repeats itself in the market and how can you calculate these historical events, how the past events, how they affect the future events, and how you can predict from the past the future. And then we're going to look at the predictions that are made from February 4th to February 8th, 2019. From S&P 500 futures, Bitcoin USD, in Bitfinex, crude oil and gold. Welcome aboard. Okay, first I would like to remind you that this is not considered to be investment advice. Make your own decisions, learn to trust yourself. That's how you will become a better investor in the future. Okay, first subject is that how the history repeats itself in the market. This is quite important subject because everybody knows that the history repeats itself, those who are familiar with the history. But how does it happen? Because what happens in the past doesn't exactly happen in the same way in the future. And how can you put into a place that past event, like what are the limitations, what is the structure, from which date to another date this event happened in the past will happen in the future. Time is relative. This is very good to remember. So I repeat it, the time is relative. So what happens in the past does not happen exactly in the future, but it has a lot same features. And let's say if we look at in the past that we had a certain Fed meetings. Fed is deciding that okay, now they are going to raise interest rates. So when is the meeting going to be? Probably mid-week. And every time we have certain effect. What is the new interest rates? Let's say the Fed raises the interest rates, is it going to be 2%? About 2%. That's what I have calculated. Okay, there's another event. Well, people think like, okay, now every time we have a Fed meeting, we have about 2% change in the market, depending on what the market believes it's going to happen. Well, if another event from the past is going to happen, okay, let's say there's another meeting about tariffs. Big meeting. So now we calculate, okay, this 2% plus or minus the effects of this another meeting. And let's say we have a natural disaster, which may have an effect of, let's say, 10%. Which way? Now it's about calculations. It could be -2 plus, let's say the tariff event is about valued at 5% movement. Well, now we might have an 8% movement, and let's say this natural disaster. So possibly we might have 18% movement. And if we think about, okay, which is the most influential? Well, of course, it's the 10%, the natural disaster. So this natural disaster is going to define the direction of the market. Simplified. Don't make this too hard. You are calculating different things. Okay, this has this sort of value. Is it positive or negative? Okay, this another event has this much value for the market. Is it positive or negative? Or are you going to combine these together? It's not easy at first, but try to focus on one at a time. Then that is one way I made it more simplified for me. Okay, let's look at what happened in this market February 4th to February 8th, 2019. My hit rate was 79%, and I predicted that we would have a sideways week in the United States. The opening price was 2,704 and the closing price was 2,708. So very much of a sideways week. The differential was $4. And this was a week when Trump declared the national emergency in the United States. So it was expected that in this time a market would go up and down and look for the real directions, because market didn't really have a clear opinion about this market, about this decision. So we would have a sideways week, and I predicted that early we would go closer to the 2,744. We had an upward movement, very small, $2,737, and then later week I predict that we would go down after this early upward movements, and that what happened. Okay, Bitcoin versus USD in Bitfinex. I predicted that we would go up to $3,575, and we got. Crude oil, I predicted that we would go to $57.80, but we got only to $55 to $73. And on gold, I predicted we would go down to 1,308. We got there, and the exact turning point was $1,306. So that week went pretty well, except the crude oil. Okay, hope you learned something new from this video. If you want to check these predictions, they were on my Facebook page, Rosmerta Oy Facebook page, and on my own name in Twitter, LinkedIn, and on Google+. Hope you had a nice time, and I hope you learned something new from this video. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye. Do you feel the same?